Okay, so going back to this, I've briefly gone through a bit of groups and palettes, and let me touch a bit on programming cues. So yes, I'll probably go back to palettes and how to think about your colors again later, but let's talk about how to program cues and how to think about operating them. So let's go back to let me use my pen. Let's go back to thinking about our lighting plan. Okay, we just ignore the FOH because FOH we reserve it for the face lights, right? Don't need to do so much about that. Let's work on the backlights. We have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 at the corner spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Roughly. Okay. So we have a song. We need to we have our palettes, roughly, and we have our cues. We need to program our cues. How do we do it? Okay, first we break down our song. So your song is probably gonna have a intro, a verse, a chorus, another verse, maybe a bridge, and then go back to chorus, and then verse, and then maybe a outro. I don't know, I'm just throwing stuff out here. It's probably not going to be exactly like this, but what I'm trying to say is that your song can't be that far off. It's still a song that lives within a few structure of a few different types of stuff. So you have something that starts it off, you have something that is consistent, and then you have a high, and then you have something else, and then it goes back and forth. How are you going to plan this? We start with our lights. So we have remember our groups? We have our groups, so we have our spots. So let's just group all our spots together and say 7 spots for simplicity's sake. 7 spots, we just group them as 1, and then 4 what's this called? Wash beam. 5 wash beam. So as a beginner starting out, I break them into 3 parts. My 7 spots will be used to they're gonna be a backlight, and then they're gonna be they're gonna light the stage. My 4 wash beams, they can either light the stage or they can use as an audience light. Same thing for my 5 wash beams. So essentially I can group these 2 together, and just the difference is that they can be a different color. Just change the color quickly. 4 one color, 5 another color. 7, to save time, I'll just group them as 1, and then I'll just put them all the same color. Okay, so intro, I'm not thinking whether it's a fast or slow song. You can apply this for both fast and slow song. So intro, we can do our board as 10 faders. So you can plan up to 10 cues. Doesn't mean we'll use them out. You just know that we have up to 10 to play with. So let's just draw our faders. Draw my faders. So this fader is big. Draw another fader. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's keep it at 6 for now. This looks like a Chinese word. Is it a Chinese word? Okay, so let's say I'm gonna plan this for my intro. And then I'm gonna plan this for my verse. And then I'm gonna plan this for my chorus. I'm gonna use this for my bridge. And then I'm gonna use this as another verse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of these cues are gonna create one song. And for a beginner, we are gonna plan it very simple, and we're gonna plan it all in a fixtures instead of a channel manner, and gonna include everything inside. So this is how I will go about planning, whether it is a very complicated plan or not. The idea is the same. I'm gonna list down everything that I want in one part of the song for one cue, and then once I get a hang of it, I can start to segment it or break it up into different cues. So for example, intro, I'll just say 7 spots. This is the lights I'm gonna use. For verse, I can increase it a little more. 7 spots plus, let me see, what do I have to play with? I have these 2 to play with, so let's do 4 wash beams. 4 wash for short. Chorus, let's do everything on. 5. And then the bridge and the verse, the next verse, also the same. So when you look at this from a big picture view, you can see this has less lights, more lights, more lights, and I'm gonna use the same more lights here and here. And then next up, I'm gonna ask myself, what am I gonna do without it? What am I gonna do with the lights? So my 7 spots here, I'm gonna use them as a backlight. So I would say all my 7 spots here, here, and here will be backlight. They'll all be backlight, so they'll all be the same. Okay, we don't need to complicate things. Backlight, and what color will they be? Let's just put it simply. I'm gonna call it orange. And then for my wash, I have my wash here, I have my wash here, and then I have a wash here. What am I gonna use this for? For my verse, maybe what we can do, I'm gonna use these 4 washes, and let's keep them the same color, the same position. We will shine it on stage. Okay, shine these 4 washes, they'll stay on stage. And then we'll do blue. Simple. Then here I got my 5 washes here. 5 washes, 5 washes, 5 washes. They will shine on my audience. And then shine on my audience. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What color will they be? Let's give it cyan. So it's just very brief. And then we are left with the bridge and the verse. So for our bridge and the verse, what else can we do? In fact, for our chorus, let's give it a extra punch to it. Let's give it maybe this dimmer spread, or actually nowadays I like to use a dimmer stroke. So you can probably apply the dimmer stroke to the 5 and the 4 washes, all the washes here, so it's easy. So remember our grouping, just select both of them, apply the dimmer stroke, and then it's good to go. For the bridge, we can have the same dimmer stroke plus maybe a circle effect, so everything here is moving round and round and round on top of the dimmer spread. So as it builds up, we have more and more effects. So chorus is a static loop, and then for the bridge is with a circle effect. And then for the verse 2, we'll go back to something like this, but we will do 7 spots, 4 wash plus 5 wash, 7 plus 4 plus 5, so without the dimmer spread. So this has no effect, kind of like this chorus. So it's the same as your chorus, but without a dimmer stroke. So that's nice. So we have extra cues, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can add more stuff. So what else can we do? We can add a stroke. We can add different positions. So you can change positions and stuff like that. You can change color, and we can play with it a little bit more here and there. So when you think about your song in this various breakdown, or when you break your song down into these various stages, you are able to see and translate them into each different part, and then ask yourself at which point do you want what, and then you sort of list them down and put in your plan, and that's how it works. So this is for a very simple setup, but I would use the same idea or the same way to think about more complex setup as well when I want to think about trying to create multiple songs into one set of cues. How can I do that? I also use this way of planning.